Hey everyone, this is Coach Jareth at Utility Sports Academy. This video is two parts. It's number one for Tim and number two for just everyone else that's part of our network, that you can see the progress that we're able to make and help young men in their pitching career. So the first thing I want to point out is Tim is a high school, he's in his junior year at Vinton High School, and he is an extremely hard-working, super kid. Like, this is a great kid. He has everything he needs as far as personality and grades to go on to the next level. What he's working on here lately is his mechanics, and then his speed and his strength. Obviously, he's working out. You can tell that from the video. These videos are probably 6 months apart, and the lower video is the newer video, and you can see he looks quite a bit more developed, especially through his shoulders and his upper body, which he's been working out quite a bit and trying to get bigger and stronger, which is always a benefit. It doesn't hurt to be bigger and stronger. A couple things about Tim is just right out the get-go, if we watch and we look at his leg lift. His leg lift his original leg lift was such that the back leg, he kind of lifted and he sat and he did a bouncing action, and that bouncing action would actually bounce. So he would bounce and that energy would bounce right into the trunk, and the trunk would launch down the mound, and that would create tremendous arm drag. Things like this for pitchers create a lot of arm pain. Okay, you'll notice in the bottom video is a more recent video. You'll notice he sits and he holds it, then he's driving down the mound, and there's less bounce, less energy transfer into the trunk until strike. And that's the ultimate goal. We're trying to load force from the ground, send it down the mound, hit the brake, and dump it back into the trunk. So the first thing we want to notice is his leg lift and his sit. He's really sitting well, and he's keeping his posture well. Now, keep in mind, he is still improving. Like, he's almost improving every session he comes, and now he's at the point to where changes are happening pretty rapid. In the beginning, it was trying to understand the drills, trying to figure out the program, but now he's making huge strides. And where he's really excelling, right, because it takes a special kid in order to have that vision or that goal to go to college and pitch. Where he's really getting it done is he's coming to see us at Utility Sports Academy once a week for a tune-up, but in the gaps, in between the visits, he's at home working and repeating the drills, and he's retraining his body how to move. Another thing to point out is his trunk. You'll watch his trunk as he goes through his throwing motion, and he stays way back better. You'll notice at strike, his front arm is more closed, and his back arm is still back going into strike. That is a sign of an elite level pitcher. Now, the things we're going to be working on in the future with Tim, which will drastically increase his velocity, which I think the last time we worked out, it felt like he was around the 80 mile an hour range, 82 as a junior, which is pretty good. Maybe by a senior, he'll work up into the upper 80s, especially as he's at this particular age. He's going to put on a lot more strength and size over the next 8 to 12 months. So one of the things we're going to be working on in the future, now that we've got the trunk under control, is to work on his front leg landing. And you'll notice when he lands on his front leg, he kind of lands slightly, almost closed. But the biggest thing is his knee. There's a lot of flexion in the knee, and the way your knees work is they are specifically designed to send energy out and away from your trunk, not up. So in order for us to get that energy, more of that drive he's got, because he's got a beautiful low half drive, he's getting triple extension well, he's sitting well, and in order for us to get more of that energy into the trunk, we're going to have to practice and work on that front leg lock and eliminate some of that flexion in the front knee. And then also stay back a little bit longer, right? If we can get that trunk to stay back a little longer and the trunk doesn't get out over the front foot, then we're going to get more energy into the trunk. So we have some key things we're working on. And the thing about what we do at Utility Sports Academy is I can't tell Tim how to do it. Like, I can say stuff and Tim will hear it. But where Tim's really making strides is it's in our drills. The drills train the body. So a lot of kids come to Utility Sports Academy and they've been throwing a certain way for a long time. So depending on, and what's funny is people say, well, when should I start my kid in pitching lessons? Send your kid to us at 5 years old, right? If you spend a little bit of time, effort, and invest some money into him at 5 years old, he will be phenomenal at 10 years old, at 9 years old. But what happens is most parents' mindset is like, oh, he's just having fun, whatever. So what happens is mechanics are allowed to be laxed. And by allowing lax mechanics, that leads to issues as they get older and they try to pitch. And it leads to a lot of things like command, pain. And this is, I honestly believe, the main reason for kids having to have elbow surgery. Now, there's a chance it could happen to any kid. But I think what it is at 5 and 6 years old, it's just go have fun, baby. And that mindset allows them to throw the ball incorrectly. It allows them to do so many things with the body incorrectly when it comes to pitching that leads to major issues down the road. I work with 6-year-olds, 5-year-olds, all the way up to 20-something-year-olds. So I have seen it all, and a lot of it is that 5 to 9-year-old age. So what a parent does from 5 to 9 will pretty much determine their future down the road. Now, obviously, the athlete has the ability to make changes, but it is so hard. If you'd like to get your son pitching career headed in the right direction, visit us at www.utilitysportsacademy.com.